It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.
Hey guys, Tyler here. This year was full of great movies that came out. For example, Dune Part 2, King Kong, Godzilla, The New Empire, as well as Twisters and so on. And so yes, I did in fact have the opportunity to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and I very much enjoyed the movie for what it was, because I saw the other two movies and I enjoyed those movies, and I figured why not see this one too, because I enjoyed the other two movies. Now, recently on TikTok, I have noted that many Christians on that particular applications are very upset about this particular movie. And so without further hesitation, let's respond to the videos that I found to be the most interesting.
We went to see Deadpool and we left probably about 25-30 minutes into it. It is disgusting. It is so against the Lord. They are blaspheming our Creator, and you should not see it. Do not spend money on it. It is not worth anything. The fact that it has beat all of the MCU movies out blows me away, and it blows me away that people were bringing their children into it.
What's up, y'all? As everybody knows, Deadpool 3 just came out. Every single Marvel fan out there is loving it. Everybody's talking about the cameos. Cameos are awesome. I'm not going to give no spoilers. But there's one thing I feel like nobody's really touching on that I feel like maybe me getting closer to God made me see a lot more evil out there in the world, and a lot more of the, the devil hides in plain sight. He don't really hide. The biggest thing is there was so many blasphemy jokes in that movie. Just for him, the amount of times he called himself Jesus or God, or made like a biblical type of joke, it just wasn't really funny. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the jokes, I think I probably heard maybe the crowd laughing me once or twice at some of those jokes, but not. I just felt like sometimes it was very forced.
Guys, if you want to watch Deadpool,
don't do it.
Literally don't.
Don't do it.
The new one, don't watch it. Here. I don't know if you can see it, but we're at the theater literally now.
We had to walk out.
We're literally not finishing it.
I have never felt so convicted in my life.
The movie was literally, you feel like the devil made the movie.
It's literally not the Deadpool we know. Like, that, I had no Deadpool vibes in there. I don't know about you.
None.
It was literally like the devil took the movie and made it his own thing. Like
you sit in there. I don't know about everybody else that was sitting in there, but I literally felt like God was like, get out of there. Like, this is not, you don't sit here and watch this.
We were like half hour in, and I was like, nah.
Like, when I tell you they mock Jesus, like a
do we
man
give
on the
spoilers?
cross.
Yeah.
Man on the cross mocking Jesus.
They slanted it.
Like a cross.
Like, yeah, the cross
and
was
Wolverine
like this.
is nailed to it. Like,
with actual nails in his hand. Ugh.
Before we respond to the videos that we just saw, I first want to state that this video will in fact contain spoilers. And so if you guys do not like spoilers, stop this video right now. That being said, one of the claims of the videos that we just saw right now was the fact that the women in the car say that is not necessarily the Deadpool that we actually knew. And that does not necessarily make any sort of sense to me, largely because the first two Deadpool movies were full of dirty jokes, full of strong languages, and fourth wall breaking on all those two movies, right? And so naturally, when you go to see a Deadpool movie, it's not going to be like the same thing as the Sermon on the Mountain. It's going to be vulgar, it's going to be violent, it's going to be over the top. And so naturally, every single thing that involves Deadpool naturally are going to be that way. Also, it's worth pointing out that the trailer has been out for this particular movie for 3 months now. Now, within that particular trailer, Deadpool did in fact call himself Marvel Jesus.
I'm the Messiah. I am
Maybe it's me, but how can somebody actually watch that particular trailer 3 months ago and not realize the kind of content that they're basically getting themselves into? It just blows my mind that somebody can watch a trailer, know exactly what to expect, and then come to the movies anyway and still get offended that Deadpool referred to himself as Marvel Jesus. My third and final point is the fact that when it comes down to Wolverine being shown on a giant X, it's actually in direct reference to the comic book that is known as the Uncanny X-Men. And this right here is actually an image of what it looks like for the original comic book. And it says right here, "Good morning, Wolverine. Comfrey?" His name is Donald Pierce. Used to be White King of the Hellfire Club till they bounced him out. He has a major hate for mutants, especially me. At the moment, I couldn't care less. Look at me, X-Men, or perhaps I'll slice away your eyelids. We'll see if they grow back. By the way, they used the character of Donald Pierce for the case of the Logan movie. And so basically, when it showed that Wolverine was actually on a humongous X, it's a direct reference to that particular comic book. One of the major aspects that the Christian woman with the glasses was talking about was the fact that she saw parents taking their kids to see the movie. This particular story is actually related to, I guess, what she's talking about, largely because more recently, Disney has announced a new attraction where it's like a story time with Deadpool at their theme park. There has been like a lot of strong reactions to that particular image. It says right here that Deadpool and family friendly shouldn't be in the same sentence. I love the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, but putting the characters in a family park is pretty foul. There were also some very other similar comments that also said something very similar. This comment said that I prefer drag time story hour. Dumb question. So, is it really family friendly or R-rated? The character is not family friendly. It's a R-rated character and an R-rated movie. This is insane. I can't wait. I'll sit there all day. Ain't no way these are family friendly. My rebuttal to the Christian woman with the glasses, as well as these comments that were referring to that particular theme attraction of Deadpool at that theme park, is the fact that ultimately parents have much more life experience in comparison to their kids. That will mean they know right from wrong, what is good, what is bad, and they have the capability of reason as well. That will mean that they also know that there are particular guidelines of what parents should show their kids or not show their kids. We know for a fact that all video games have ratings. We also know for a fact that every single movie have a rating too. That will mean the sole responsibility to show what exactly is good for their kid or not is solely based upon that parent knowing the maturity level of that kid. That will mean that some kids will mature much quicker in comparison to other kids and vice versa. And so some kids may not handle a higher rating movie while other kids mature faster. And so depending upon the kid that we're talking about, some kids can actually handle those kind of content and other parents cannot actually handle that kind of content. But the second rebuttal in regards to that theme park attraction is that when I saw footage of Deadpool at the Disney park, all the jokes that I've seen so far have been super clean. And here are some sort of examples of what I mean where I said that the jokes are super clean directly from TikTok videos.
Once upon a time. See, wasn't that fun and interactive? Well, upon that time, once, Little Red set off to bring her sickly grandmama a delicious basket of churros. Little Red skipped throughout the forest, right past some exposition, before finally arriving at Grandmama's cottage. You see, Grandma was looking pretty weird. Freakish even, and it wasn't because of the weight loss drugs, no. No, it wasn't because of that. It was because Little Red's grandma was actually the big, bad Wolvie in disguise. Grandma! What a retro comic accurate costume you finally have! Shut up, bub! And Grandma, what big claws you have! Are those vibranium? No! They're unamanium. Shing! Wait a minute! Grandma's not Australian! Once both fighters were finally fatigued from the fight's mutually incredible climax, they both slumped down to the ground exhausted. Churro? Asked Little Red. Sure, he replied. And so they shared that churro. Oh, they shared it Lady and the Tramp style. And so they were roommates. Oh, Little Red was the top bunk and Wolvie was the bottom. And they lived happily ever after.
And away we galloped. Yes, there we go. Perfect. We galloped deep into a dark and scary forest.
That's what she said.
Okay, that's enough. I'll ask her more later what I want. It was so dark, so scary. It was like going to a Waffle House at 3 a.m. in Van Nuys. Yeah. But as I was there, I came to a clearing, and out.
Like I said earlier, that it's the sole responsibility of parents to know what is actually okay for their kids, depending upon their maturity level. It's actually entirely possible to make Deadpool a family-friendly character, as we saw in that particular example. It does not necessarily have to be either or, because there are variations of characters that are adult-themed, and there are variations of characters that are kid-friendly. For example, there are kid-friendly variations of Batman, there are kid-friendly variations of Superman, there are kid-friendly variations of Spider-Man. There's also adult-oriented stories for Batman, adult-oriented stories for Superman, and so on and so forth. So these two things can actually coexist for different target audiences. And so it's not necessarily entirely impossible to show a side of Deadpool that's actually for kids and a side for Deadpool that's actually targeted for adults. So what do you guys think about my response? Tell me in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. He's your only black friend, so he's your best black friend. I wouldn't trade him for another black friend, because black friends are rare, as you should be aware. He smiles like Richard Pryor, so just sit and stare. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.